Who said that? You said what? You said what? Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for the niggas to talk. How much you?
In an explosive moment that has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, Lamont Roach Jr. made a bold statement at the latest press conference ahead of his highly anticipated fight with Gervonta Davis. What was supposed to be an ordinary media event quickly spiraled into utter chaos when Roach, in a moment of frustration and defiance, slapped Gervonta Davis across the face. The shocking act of aggression has taken the boxing community by surprise, leading to heated debates and speculation about the implications of the incident for both fighters' careers.
Media like to hate him too, so I'm going to catch a lot of that backlash too. But I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really stunned that too much. I'm not worried about narrative. I'm worried about what I can do in the ring.
It all began as the two fighters took their places at the press conference, facing off in front of a crowd of reporters, fans, and cameras. As the tension between them was palpable, it was clear that both boxers were ready to exchange more than just words. For weeks, the rivalry between Roach and Davis had been building. Roach, a highly skilled and underrated fighter, had been vocal about his frustration with Davis' attitude, claiming that the lightweight champion was arrogant and disrespectful. Davis, known for his brash personality and explosive power, had brushed off Roach's remarks, often mocking him in public.
Get ready for 2 fights. But, yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and...
But when the two fighters finally stood face to face, with their eyes locked in a fierce stare down, the atmosphere became increasingly charged. The usual back and forth banter that typically characterizes these press events turned into something far more personal. As the verbal exchange intensified, Lamont Roach, who has been criticized in the past for being overly calm in the face of trash talk, suddenly lost his composure.
This fight, for the naysayers and all the people talking shit about the fight, I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he wanted to.
Without warning, he raised his hand and slapped Gervonta Davis across the face, stunning everyone in the room. The force of the slap echoed through the venue, leaving Davis momentarily stunned. The crowd gasped, unsure of what had just transpired. This wasn't the usual war of words we've come to expect from the sports press conferences. This was real, raw emotion.
Round. What? I say 9th round.
You said 9th?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at 9th.
I'm telling him, you saying you going down in a 9th? You know that power occurred late.
I know you got some sneaky power. No.
As the slap landed, chaos ensued. Gervonta Davis stood still for a moment, his eyes wide with surprise, as the crowd erupted in shock. The media swarmed around, scrambling to capture the moment on camera, while security personnel moved quickly to intervene. For a split second, it seemed like the press conference might devolve into a full-scale brawl. Gervonta Davis, typically known for his calm demeanor in the face of provocation, had an immediate and furious response. He took a step toward Roach, his fists clenched, as if preparing to retaliate. The room grew tense as security officers stepped in between the two fighters, preventing any further escalation. Davis, still seething with anger, glared at Roach as he was held back by his team, but he ultimately restrained himself from attacking.
It's gonna be a party on
I'm
your floor.
gonna let y'all know, son. His ball was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the.
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Gervonta Davis, Gary Jonas.
On my kids, he was shaking on this. On my kids, he was shaking. How you gonna say his cat? And you gonna say his cat? I'm watching.
Roach, meanwhile, stood his ground, his face a mixture of defiance and determination. It was clear that the slap was not just a momentary lapse in judgment, but a calculated move. Roach had sent a clear message. He wasn't intimidated by Davis' reputation or his brash attitude. He was here to prove that he was a serious contender, and he was willing to do whatever it took to get inside Davis' head.
It's overall been something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So
the events that led to this explosive altercation go beyond just a few words exchanged at the press conference. Lamont Roach has been vocal in the lead up to this fight, expressing his dissatisfaction with Gervonta Davis' dominance in the lightweight division and his tendency to dismiss other fighters. Roach, who is known for his technical boxing skills and composure, has felt that Davis, despite his knockout power, hasn't been tested against a truly elite boxer in recent times. Roach has built a reputation for being a fighter who is always looking to improve his craft, and he feels that Davis has become complacent, relying too much on his raw power rather than honing his skills. In interviews leading up to the press conference, Roach referred to Davis as a paper champion, accusing him of avoiding tougher competition and taking easy fights. Roach has also repeatedly stated that Davis' attitude, both inside and outside the ring, rubs him the wrong way.
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head.
For Davis, who has often been criticized for his perceived arrogance, Roach's words were the final straw. In a recent interview, Davis dismissed Roach as just another boxer trying to get attention off his name, calling him another nobody. This animosity reached its peak during the press conference when Roach's patience finally snapped. The slap, though unexpected, was the culmination of months of built-up frustration. Roach wasn't just looking to create a spectacle. He wanted to send a message to both Davis and the fans.
Same tournament. So, yeah, we fought in the Junior Olympics, in the regionals, and we fought in the nationals.
As the slap was delivered, the internet exploded with reactions. Social media platforms were flooded with memes, reactions, and predictions about what would happen next. Fans and analysts alike began to debate whether the altercation would have any impact on the upcoming fight. For Roach, the slap has drawn both praise and criticism. Some admired his boldness, saying that it was a calculated move to get inside Davis' head and show that he wasn't intimidated. Others, however, believe that Roach may have crossed the line. Some worry that he could have alienated potential fans by resorting to violence rather than focusing on his skills as a fighter. Davis, for his part, has remained relatively calm in the aftermath of the incident, though it's clear that the slap has sparked something inside him. In an interview shortly after the press conference, Davis promised that Roach would pay for his actions once they stepped into the ring. The boxer is known for his explosive knockouts, and many are now eagerly anticipating the moment when the two finally meet in the squared circle. As the fight draws closer, the atmosphere surrounding the matchup has only intensified. What was once seen as a typical bout has now become one of the most heated, personal rivalries in boxing today. The question on everyone's mind is whether the slap will motivate Davis to come out with even more intensity, or if it will serve as a distraction for Roach, who now has to prove he can back up his bold actions.
Tank Davis, what do you need to do together with you and your team and obviously your son to score that victory?
We got a game plan. We're going to execute it, and we're going to get the
Move
results.
move that head, bob and weave.
Hey,
Lamont Roach's slap to Gervonta Davis at the press conference may have been a shocking and unanticipated moment.
Next year, I'm out of it.
after our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
But it has undoubtedly made this fight even more intriguing. With both fighters now at a fever pitch of tension, fans are eagerly awaiting the showdown to see if Roach's defiant act will propel him to victory, or if Davis will silence his detractors with another dominant performance. Either way, one thing is certain, this fight is now far more than just a contest for the title. It's a battle of pride, respect, and legacy. As the dust settles from the press conference chaos, the countdown to the fight of the year has officially begun.
And you hope, Tank, I know he's announced that he's retiring at the end of 2025. I don't know if you believe that or not, but...
I don't know. I thought he was very sincere. Sometimes the hunger...
Fed up with, yeah.
Maybe, but boxing can do that to you, I think, in general.
Boxing fans around the world are waiting to see if Lamont Roach can back up his bold move, or if Gervonta Davis will continue his reign at the top.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him. Who that? The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
The stakes have never been higher, and the drama has only just begun.